I got a number of very poignant stories from the women that I interviewed, but basically, as far as the experience went for them, the thing that they reported 100% across the board was they had issues with word finding, even as much as a year after having had their chemotherapy. Issues with short-term memory was described. They had trouble focusing and concentrating. There was an impact on their ability to multitask, changed some of their work performance. There were a couple of women that actually felt like they had lost employment due to those cognitive changes. They told me a number of ways that they coped with these issues, and 100% of them had to write things down. And they either used big planners or lists or notebooks that they carried with them, or sticky notes in some cases. But everybody had to write things down more than they did before. It depended on family and friends to help them. A lot of women were trying interventions on their own, such as exercise or things to stimulate their mind. Giving themselves permission to make mistakes was one coping strategy. A number of different things of that sort. The last section of the research, though, was to ask women what would they have liked to have been told prior to therapy. And actually only a third of the women had heard from a healthcare professional that this was a potential side effect, so I thought that was particularly compelling. They very much felt it was important to hear about it before treatment, and they wanted as much specific information as we could provide, but they wanted it to be done in an individualized way so that it met their learning needs. And ideally, the person that they wanted to give that information didn't necessarily have to be a certain person on the healthcare team, as long as that person could spend the time with them, develop a relationship, follow them over time. And ideally, they wish that person would be a survivor themselves, because they would truly, know what the impact was on their quality of life.